All right, let's talk about this. Avid. Avid sold. Avid has gone private. Is Avid, are they really going to go out of business? Are you really going to need to learn something else to work in the professional world? Every studio I've ever been in, drop the shade in the comments below. I already know it's coming. Every professional studio I've ever worked in, Pro Tools is the DAW, period. There are some, absolutely, that use other DAWs. Logic, Nuendo are definitely big ones, big competitors, good software. There's Reaper, there's Studio One, there's lots of other ones. I would argue they're prosumer. Again, drop the shade in the comments. Go ahead. It's my rant. I see this sale as a good thing. I see it as Avid going private. The shareholders were paid more than the value of the shares currently for the sale. I believe it was trading around $22 or $23. I think they're paid around $27 or $28 per share. I can't remember. I glanced at it real quick. I'm not an Avid shareholder anymore. I was at one time. And you know, in the pro world, it's Pro Tools. In the pro video world, Avid has their foot in that door too. Pro Tools is not going to go away. Does a subscription model stink? Yes and no. I mean, I just had to pay $600 to upgrade my perpetual license that I had to become current, but I had let that perpetual license go dormant for 5 years and didn't update my system at all. So, you know, Avid has some work to do there. That is why people bitch and people moan. So, you know, I watched a few videos on YouTube over the past couple days, and I just, I get it. I get the hate for Avid by some, and that's fine. Everybody has their choice. But the reality is, as a professional platform, Avid's not going anywhere anytime soon. Every major studio owns Avid, owns Pro Tools, hardware, software, cards. You know, is an HDX system right for a guy recording in his home studio for fun, making music? No, it's not what it's meant for. It's meant for the professional. That person should be on, I mean, Pro Tools Studio would be the most they should own. It's all they need. They don't need, I mean, 512 tracks on, I think, on Pro Tools Studio. Artist limits you to 32, so I get that. That's too little. That's a joke, personally. Even though I could make 32 tracks work for the professional stuff I'm doing, I could do that. I could make it work. I get why people are upset with Avid, but it is just, it's a pro platform. For me, I live in the pro world. I have to use Pro Tools. It's the reality. I get sent sessions. I trade sessions. It's Pro Tools. Everybody's on Pro Tools. That is the end of story. Throw the hate and the shade in the comments. I know it's coming. I mean, is Avid HDX right for the person, the artist recording in their home studio that doesn't have a record deal, that doesn't even have stuff on Spotify? No. I'd argue they could do great material on anything they want to if they involve a professional at some point, or they're playing at that level. And that's how things happen. I mean, Billie Eilish, that was recorded, I believe, in Logic, right? And they did that all in the bedroom of their house. So great art will find its way, regardless of the platform, period. That is the end of story. But if you're working in the professional world, Pro Tools is it. You need to know Pro Tools. You need to, if you want to work in a professional studio, you need to know Pro Tools. You can learn other ones, but you need to know Pro Tools, period. You need to be fast and proficient in it, period. Again, throw the shade in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of people that completely agree with that. It doesn't mean we all like it or not. I do love Pro Tools, but I don't love the way Avid has conducted business over the past several years. But it is what it is. A lot of companies are going to software subscriptions. That's the model. A lot of them are doing it. And I pay, there's 4 or 5 off the top of my head I can think of that I pay anywhere from 10 to 25 bucks a month. I use them though. They're professional tools, and I use them and I get my money's worth out of them. I earn my living doing this. And that's, I guess, my whole point in this is that the professionals using Pro Tools are earning their living doing this. They have a lot of money invested, and nobody's going to move. Nobody's going to move from that platform until they can't work in it anymore, I would argue. I mean, that's a tall statement, I get it, but there's a lot of money invested, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the reason why people stay on the same Mac computer for years and years and years and years. I just finally upgraded from a cheese grater to a M2 Studio Ultra, and there's video in that. I'll drop that in the link in below for that upgrade. Kind of just did a video on all the things that went wrong, and there's stuff that still isn't working. I should need to make another video about that, but the majority of it is working, and it's flying just fast, ridiculously fast, stable so far. There's a few issues, but there always is issues when upgrading a computer system, always. The goal is that everybody should have fun and make music and enjoy it, whether you're doing it professionally or whether you're doing it just for fun or you're an artist living in the middle ground. It should be a community of encouragement, not a, well, you use that software. I've heard great stuff recorded on far less than software, 4-track. I mean, the Beatles, again, the Beatles reference. Look at that stuff. Great songs are great songs. People making great art is great art. If it sounds good, it is good. It doesn't matter how you got there. Period. It doesn't matter how you got there. Go search producers. Greg Wells. He's a huge one. He talks about this. He talks about his job as a producer is to not screw stuff up. When somebody has a vibe, like he's used stuff. I worked on an Eels record, and the song, The Rough Mix, was done by John Parrish, and myself, each having like 8 faders. And that rough mix made the album. They never could beat it. It had a vibe. So the point is great art is great art. If it sounds good, it is good. Period. Go make music. Go have fun. Please like and subscribe again. Tell me what you want to see content-wise. I have more ideas than I can decide on what to do with, and I don't have a lot of free time. So, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm out. Thanks. Peace. Have a great day, y'all.